And because the Russian army has never created an independent, think-for-yourself NCO cadre, and must be led by higher leaders who do all the thinking for the frontline troops, an astounding 14 generals have been confirmed to have died in the fighting. As of just May of 2022, Moscow had admitted they had lost more than 300 high-ranking officers, a third of them members of the senior staff, namely colonels, lieutenant colonels, and majors. And this is only from a single year of combat against what is arguably a second-tier military, though Ukraine is punching way above its weight class. There are several reasons why Russian military is doing so poorly. Institutional kleptocracy. Somewhere between 30% and 40% of Russia's annual military budget is siphoned off by oligarchs, commanders, and even Putin himself, who has an estimated fortune of over $200 billion. You can't expect your tank reactive armor to operate when someone claimed to buy the explosives, but instead put egg cardboard into the pouches where the explosives are supposed to go. Outdated tactics. With the serious degradation of its military, both in numbers and in quality, Russia has come to rely more and more on World War I tactics, namely massed artillery barrages and human wave attacks. The Russian commanders issue top-down commands that often bear little to no awareness of the current battlefield logistics. This stems in part from Russia's incapability of creating an educated and well-trained NCO corps, which all other Western nations rely on. The inability to reduce. Russia seems incapable of learning from its mistakes. It's fought battles where its tanks bunched up and became easy targets for Ukrainian artillery, aided by spotter drones, or simply rolled through minefields without any concern for the consequences. We'll discuss one such example later on, in the Battle of the Sibiersky Donets. This rigidity is another result of a lack of a properly trained NCO corps who might be able to adjust avenues of attack and better coordinate tactics at the point of opposition. The only element of the Russian army that Putin seems able to rely on is his nuclear arm. And as we've already agreed, we're not including these in our discussions, for now at least. But Putin continues to rattle his nuclear sabers every chance he gets, as if that's the only way we can keep NATO and the US from placing boots on the ground in Ukraine. But it's clear from the battlefield that Ukraine needs no additional troops, just the advanced weaponry and ammunition that it will deploy once the country is. There are three recent battles that showcase Russia's surprising ineptitude in modern warfare. The Battle for Antonov Airport, February 24, 2022, within hours of President Putin's announcement of his invasion of Ukraine, his special military operation, a coordinated effort was made to land paratroopers, known as the VDV, and other special forces at Kiev's Antonov Airport, otherwise known as the Hospital Airport, named the city. An estimated 30 to 40 Russian helicopters led the airborne invasion, supported by a handful of fighter aircraft. If it had been successful, this operation would have paved the way for dozens of large Il-76 troop transports. Those planes would have carried thousands of reinforcements and could have then occupied a vital region within 10 kilometers of Ukraine's capital. Instead, Ukrainian resistance met the first attackers, and after the initial surprise wore off and Ukrainian mechanized reinforcements arrived, they managed to encircle the airport and eliminate at least 200 of the VDV in just a few days. Meanwhile, Ukrainian artillery cratered the runway, rendering it useless for a planned follow-up landing of the Il-76 transports. The VDV troops held off for weeks, supported by tanks and other vehicles that broken through Ukrainian resistance northwest of Kyiv and had managed to link up with the Russian forces around the airfield, some of which had scattered into the nearby towns of Irpin and Bucha. However, the main column of Russian tanks and reinforcements heading south from Belarus, numbering up to 15,000 troops, never made it to the airport and was stuck in a traffic jam more than 40 kilometers long. In this ill-conceived, poorly supported, and mismanaged attack, Putin waited for days to defeat paratroops, as well as to chance for a quick, decapitating strike on Ukrainian territory. Its miscalculations of the strength and coordination of Ukrainian resistance, combined with his overconfidence about his own military's performance, were merely previews of the disasters that would unfold during the rest of his invasion of Ukraine. Battle of the Sibiersky Donets. The first year of the invasion in Ukraine has been entirely a lack of military coordination on the part of the Russian forces, as well as their inability to adapt to the changing military environment during the peace of battle. Time and again, Russian forces will encounter an ambush, a minefield, or simply a well-prepared defense, and rather than regroup and try a different avenue of attack, will simply plow mindlessly ahead, regardless of the losses. One such event that perfectly encapsulates all the problems Russia is having with modern warfare is the well-documented disaster known as the Battle of the Sibierski Donets, which occurred the 5th through the 13th of May 2022. In an effort to force a crossing of the Donets River in northeastern Ukraine, a Russian battalion